Hello, I'm doing a video for my 90-day post about my experience and just to let other new people know what's going on, like why they're doing it. Like, I guess this is a success story, and I just want to share this with everybody. It means a lot to me. It's helped me immensely in my life, and so yeah. Things what to expect and everything. Like, let me start out first. I quit porn in 2015. That's my desktop, sorry. 2015 November. So it's been about 2 years now, and I that's when I started researching this whole deal about frying out your brain and porn and erectile dysfunction and all that kind of shit. Because originally, what happened to me was, I'm just going to start from this beginning here, like, because the only way I know how to do this. I didn't really plan this talk, but I was laying with one of my friends, and she was cool. She was really chill. She wasn't like a girlfriend or anything, and she didn't have a boyfriend, or she was just like one of those girls that was like really chill. And like, I was laying with her in her bed, and I knew her very well, and but I had made the decision that if anything like kind of escalated, that I wasn't really going to try to have sex or anything, and so I wasn't really nervous. I had no anxiety. I was just laying in bed and I was like kind of feeling her. I was like kind of grabbing her ass and stuff like that, and like rubbing her leg and like just doing like things that would normally be very, very exciting to a man. And but at the time I was like, what the fuck is going on here? Like, I'm laying in bed, I'm really liking what's going on here, and like I'm just kind of like playing around with her body, and I noticed that I wasn't excited, like at all. Like, it was boring. Like, I was like, what the fuck is going on here? Like, I just didn't understand. And that was a problem to me. Like, so, I was 24 at the time. I'm 26 now. But anyway, so, I go home later that night and I watch porn or whatever. And it's like, I haven't even watched a video yet. And the browser is popping open. And I'm like, 110% ready to fucking go here, And I was like, it just stuck out to me when it happened, because I was thinking about that interaction the entire night, and then I go home and watch porn, and I just like click. I'm like, so wait a sec, I'm lying here with this girl, but then I watch porn, and like then this is happening. I'm like, why am I responding to porn but not this woman? And it occurred to me, I had a hypothesis in my head. I was like, I'm just too used to porn. Porn's too good in some way, and like it just makes other things boring or something. And I was on the right track, so I started Googling, of course, like fucking everybody else does, and I started finding all these videos, and oh man, the Great Porn Experiment, like, just blew my mind and everything, and I did hours and hours of research, and like, I consider myself very knowledgeable, and so yeah, so I found out about this, and I'm like, well, God, I gotta stop porn here, like, this is over with, and so the whole point of Nofap is what? To heal your fried brain. You have completely fried out your brain from dopamine. Abso-fucking-lutely. And so, like, the natural dopamine release while with a woman does absolutely nothing to you, when the dopamine overload from porn is just like off the charts high, and you're just completely frying out your brain. How could something, a simple, tiny, natural release have any effect on you when you're using a super stimulus such as porn that's not found in nature? Like, hit after hit after hit of dopamine. I fried out my brain. Like, we all know that. I don't know if people are new watching this video or what, but that's what's going on. And the whole point of Nofap is, yes, there's a lifestyle change and stuff, but it's to get your brain sensitive again, right? You want to have a normal brain again. You want to be able to feel, enjoy other things in life. Get out of the house. It is a huge lifestyle change. It's not all about just, sex and women and all that. I get that. I understand all about that. It's like a nice lifestyle change for the better and stuff. I mean, what we've been doing is conditioning ourselves to a computer screen, right? And conditioning ourselves to self-sex, right? People, what happens when you're 14, right? You find puberty, you find out about porn, and all of a sudden you're getting horny every night because you got these hormones raging. And then you're like, oh, I'm going to go watch porn. And it's like, okay. So then you repeat this process every day, and then for years, right? Horny, I want my computer. Horny, I want my computer. Horny, I want my computer. and you literally condition yourself to the computer sexually. Like whenever you get horny, like that's what you crave is your computer. You're conditioning yourself to it. And so I was like, holy fuck, you know, I'm finding out all this stuff about my brain and everything, and like I'm like, all right, I gotta quit. So I quit porn. And quitting porn wasn't too hard. Like giving that up. The hardest part was actually stopping masturbation orgasm. So without porn, like porn wasn't really a problem. I may have watched porn like one time a couple months after quitting, you know, because I did relapse a bunch in this 2-year span that I've been trying. But as far as watching porn goes, I kind of just kicked it to the curb. I don't ever look at it. I haven't looked at it in year. You know, it's been 2 years. I haven't looked at it in such a long time. Porn wasn't a problem, but the MO was the real problem. Is because we developed these conditioned fetishes to porn and to our computer screen, right? And they're alive in our heads still. But when we give up porn, it's like, okay, like we're giving up like all those cool videos you like to watch or whatever. But the thing about it is like it still exists in your head. So like you can just purely think about stuff that turns you on, right? Like the fetishes and everything else. And that will keep those addictions alive. So quitting MO is super fucking difficult, especially if you're a porn addict, because all those conditioned fetishes, you can just think about them. And I didn't realize that was a problem until like 8 or 9 months after. I was like, yeah, you know what? I'll just jerk off every now and then without porn. Should be fine. I should heal up. You know, blah, 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 blah. Nope. I noticed nothing was happening for me. I noticed I wasn't getting any better. You could imagine that would be pretty discouraging, but I figured it out on my own. Like, hey, my addiction is like staying alive via my imagination. Things I like to think about, things I would see on the computer screen. I could just think about it. So I had to figure that out on my own, and you know, it's bad. So basically, the only way to do really Nofap is the hard mode. It's the only way. Like, there's no, like, all these people going, well, hey, can I, like, still jack off, like, you know, maybe, like, once a week and just no porn or whatever? That's your addiction speaking, man. You're just dying to whack off, like, that should tell you something right there, you know what I mean? Like, do you really have to fucking whack off? Like, is it that, like, can you not resist it? No, but I know it's very difficult, especially at first, but I didn't realize how addicted I was until I tried to stop just jerking off by itself. And I realized, hey, like, I'm a fucking full-blown addict here. I mean, porn, I didn't need it. I had it in my head. And then I was like, God, you know, this is really difficult because my imagination was doing everything for me. So the way I went for 2 years was 30, 40 days, then relapse every fucking time. And it just drove me crazy. I could not get past 40 days for the life of me. And then I had one high relapse at 58 days. And so my experience with Nofap, and I'll start now with the beginning of it, like when you first start and the effects and everything. So I gave up porn originally, and my first streak was 44 days. But anyway, so I gave up porn, and for the first 3 or 4 days, extreme urges, was dying for porn. I needed to jerk off, like it was nuts the first 3 or 4 days. Like I felt super horny. After the 4th day, nothing. Flatline started, hard fucking core. And I flatlined for about almost 3 weeks, roughly, yeah, it was 18 days, so, yeah, like, about that, almost 3 weeks, and so, like, literally not one single hard-on for 3 weeks, not one. I'm talking fucking as limp as it gets, no fucking hard-on at all, and that's normal. You just have to, don't get worried, and like don't like, oh, my dick's not working, let me watch porn and make sure it works. It happens. And the reason why is because from years of jerking off and watching porn, you fried your brain from porn. So anything you look at, like a woman or anything else, is just not gonna get you horny like a normal trigger would. Like if you saw some hottie at the beach or, you know, whatever, it's just like it's boring because you're so used to porn. And B, you have a death grip on your dick when you're jerking off, right? So these guys, all over the years, they hold their dick in the same position, right? And they squeeze the fuck out of it. And you're actually, it's called the death grip, and you're actually like making your dick numb in that area where you've been squeezing it for years. Like you actually lose sensitivity and feeling in your dick in that area from where you grab it with your hand. So however you grab it, like that entire area from years of jerking off like that is numb. So not only have you fried your brain, now you have ruined not ruined, but you've lost sensitivity in your dick from gripping it too hard with death grip. And that's why guys, they'll be like, man, jerking off with my right hand's not the same anymore, but when I jerk off with my left hand, it feels better, and I can actually, like, jerk off now. And that's because you're holding your dick in a different area, and it feels different than how it does before, and, like, you actually have a little bit of feeling with how you're re-gripping it with your other hand. And I didn't really know that until, like, later on. I was like, I can't jerk off with my right hand. It doesn't do anything for me. Like, it sucks. I have to jerk off with my left hand now. Like, I literally had to switch years later. It's because of death grip. You lose sensitivity in your dick. So that's the way it is. But anyways, so 3-4 days, you're super horny. The first 3 or 4 days after you go out porn, it's fine. You'll flatline for about, if you have a really bad porn addiction, you might flatline longer than 3 weeks. So yeah, 3 weeks. So for me, it was 3 weeks. I was literally not one hard on. And then boom, after fucking 3 weeks, I finally started getting half hard-ons in the morning again. Like, holy shit, my dick is actually, like, reacting now, like, you know, pressing it on the bed, the sensitivity in my dick is returning. Like, pressing it on the bed when sleeping and laying down is actually, like, getting it hard again, so touching it is actually doing something to it again. But not much. It was responding a little bit around, and after that, after the flatline was over, that's when I started to notice things in women. Like I was at work, I see a girl walking, wow, that girl she has really pretty eyes. You know what I mean? And, like, my vocabulary started to change. Like, I wasn't always like, oh, man, she's so fucking hot. Oh, look at her ass cheeks fucking hanging out of her shirt. Like, I wasn't, like, completely, like, I was distracted by the woman's, like, face and stuff more now. Like, I was like, man, she has really pretty eyes. And, like, had one girl who was really gorgeous fucking smile at me. And that just fucking blew me away. I was like, wow, man, like, that was great. She has a really nice smile. And that like, the little things like that started coming out at me. Not super strong, but I started noticing it. I was like, holy fuck, like, what's going on here? Like, this is nice, you know? But then around 35 days, that's when the addiction starts to come out. That's why relapse is so hard. There's, like, a cycle in Nofap, right? So 35-ish days, around 40 days, like, I'm fucking, like, getting horny again, and, like, my head I start dreaming about my, you know, fetishes that I used to look at and stuff like that, and all these other crazy things, and I'm like, my addiction, like, I just want to go jerk off, like, really badly, and, like, you know, like, the things that really turn me on, like, I just need them, like, your brain is, like, what happens is the neural pathways that you've conditioned towards your fetishes and your addiction are just firing up on all cylinders, trying to keep it alive. Like, they're doing everything they can to, like, get that dopamine hit. Your body wants it, you know, it's craving it. You got the delta phosphate buildup, all that, and it's just like, no. We need this dopamine rush. This is good for us. Your brain doesn't know any better. It's just like, we need this dopamine. We need it now. And, like, it comes out around 30, 40 days for some fucking reason. And that's where I would relapse. And, like, you just have to push past it. You have to ignore. You have to be like, hey, you know what? Everybody says this is where relapse is the hardest. It's just your addiction trying to come out. You have to strengthen that prefrontal cortex and just say no. It's the end of it. It's all dependent on how bad you want it. So after 30, 40 days, you make it past that. Okay, the little effects of talking to women. Wow, her hair looks great. Her skin looks great. All that stuff starts to strengthen. It just starts to look better, like better and better. Just talking to women starts to just get better. Like, her eyes look fantastic. The little things of just talking to a woman is just so pleasurable. Just speaking to one, like being social with one, and just simply interacting with them. And, like, you know, boobs and ass, like, forget, you know, that's nice too. It's great. It always will be, but you're not so focused on it anymore. Because little intimate things are starting to revive again in your brain, and you don't know it yet, but that's what's happening. So you push through. These things are starting to strengthen. You have more energy. You do have a little bit more motivation to, you know, get out of the house and stuff and do other things, and, like, your body's, like, perking up, you know what I mean? It's like you're not getting sex anymore, right? You've tricked your brain this entire time thinking you're getting sex, but so you're just kind of more energetic now. It's like, hey, let's get out there and go get sex. And so yeah, you push through. It's about 60 days, and that's another critical point when the addiction again tries to come to keep itself alive. Your addiction is on its way to going dormant, And it's like, no, 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 no. Around 60, 65 days, it's like, it's going to come out again. You're going to dream about you might dream about your fetishes. Like, it'll just come out and, like, try to fucking just make you relapse as hard as it can to get that dopamine rush. And those are, like, the 2 critical point areas. It's like 30, 35-ish days, and then the 60, 65-ish days are what I noticed in my 2 years of trying is where it really tries to fuck you over. If you can make it past that, honestly, if you can make it past 60, 65 days, you're kind of home free. And now I'm not saying that for everybody. People might relapse still. You know, that sucks. Everybody's brain is fried a little bit differently. Some might flatline in the beginning longer than I did. Like, for me, it was 3 weeks. But anyways, so yeah. So after 60, 65 days, 70 days was the big, huge moment for me in my entire Nofap 90-day challenge. 70 days was the best feeling in the world. For me, I got to the point where my brain was sensitive enough to feel everything at that point. Like I said, man, it's got to be it. Like, my brain has to be sensitive enough to feel dopamine 100% now, because I've never had such a desire to go speak with women. It is, and that's the thing. It's like my brain's sensitive enough. The dopamine, the go get it chemical, is making me want to go get it. So I see a girl over there, I'm like, I gotta go talk to that girl. I just fucking have to. Like, she is so cute, and like, I just look at her face and everything, and I'm like, gosh, she's like so cute, and her, and like the little things like I was talking about, her eyes, smile, hair, whatever, all look just fantastic, and it's just like lighting me up, I'm like, God, I just gotta go talk to her. And I was like, man, like, I just been overcome by this crazy feeling, like, what's happened to me? And that's what has happened, is my brain is finally sensitive enough to feel things. And I go talk to a girl, I'm looking at her in her eyes, and I'm just fucking loving it, and I'm like, she's so pretty, and like, cute, and everything, and like, I'm feeling feelings of intimacy 100% again, like, just full blown. It's just amazing. And like, I just, the urge to talk to women has never been stronger. And it's not about wanting to jerk off or have sex, really. It's just, you just want to go interact so much, and it's just the greatest feeling ever. So like, as far as like energy, motivation, and clarity in your brain, yeah, that's all true. It's not like these crazy superpowers and anything that everybody speaks about. It's just your brain is sensitive again, and it's working how it should. It's a really liberating feeling. It's the best feeling I've ever experienced in my life, especially because I know how broken you can feel. For anybody out there new or whatever, like, I know, I get it. I've grieved. I've been through the whole process. I know what it's like to feel absolutely down in the dumps. I know it. I understand it. It took me 2 years to get to this point. 30, 40 days relapse, 30, 40 days relapse, and I finally made it. And 70 days, for me personally, was the biggest moment in my Nofap streak. Abso-fucking-lutely. And after that, I was like, man, there's no fucking turning back. This is great. And I, on my own time, I've been like going out and socializing and approaching girls, like, like, that's on my own time. Now, Nofap doesn't cure all social anxiety or anything. Like, if socializing is like kind of a skill, you got to get out there and do it. But it will give you more desire, especially to go speak to women and other people in general. Like, you'll just feel better generally. And so, like I said, it won't cure your social anxiety or anything. It will, like, oh, I'm doing Nofap, I'll magically be able to attract women now, and I'm just going to get all the girls I want. It's not how it works. But it's basically just making your brain natural again, like sensitive enough to where you're going to function normally. And when you interact with women, it's going to be normal again. You're not going to be like some numb fried guy anymore when you're like sitting there in front of a girl all bored, like, you probably have anxiety, you're probably like kind of down, you're probably like tired, and you're like all fried out, and you're just talking to, like, you have no life to you. But now when you're like with girls, you're gonna be enjoying it so much because you can feel the natural dopamine release again. You can feel it so much again. You're gonna be like, you're gonna be enjoying it so much. You'll be smiling, and she's gonna react to your mood. Your mood's gonna be good, and like, talking with girls is just gonna be 100 times better. I mean, you still gotta practice and stuff. Like, I've been doing that myself. I've been going out talking to girls, getting girls' numbers and stuff. And that's on my own time, and I'm really enjoying it now. Like, I haven't had any success lately. I've been getting rejected a lot, but that's fine. Rejection doesn't bother me anymore because it's just how it is, Not every girl's going to like you and stuff. And get out there and go do it. Like, so that's what I'm doing. Maybe I'll make a post about it if I do get some success soon. But yeah, Nofap is life-changing. I didn't really realize how fucked up my brain was until I quit 2 years ago and did all the research. If you can make it past those critical point areas of 30, 35 days, 60, 65 days, when you're like newly trying to quit, you will get there. If you can make it past 65 days and like just always say no, you know what I mean? My favorite analogy, I tried to post this on Reddit a couple weeks ago, I don't think it went up, was I think of Neo in the Matrix at the end of the movie and how he says no when the agents try to shoot him in the hallway when he gets up. Remember Smith shot him in the chest and he died briefly, and he was like laying on the ground in the Matrix dead and everything, and then Trinity like got him back to life or whatever. He just stood up and those agents turned again and were about to fuck him up again, and he was just like, no. Put out his hand, stop the bullets, no. I'm over it. No. Just say no. It's a good analogy in my opinion. Agents are like the porn addiction and you're Neo. Kind of a nerd deal. It's okay. But yeah, anyways, so yeah, that's it. If anybody has any questions about me, I guess wet dream count was like 11 in this 90-day period. I think I had 2 in one morning as well after changing. Pretty incredible. Wet dream, change, wet dream, that was pretty nuts. Wet dreams are fine. Just making sure your body just making sure it functions still, and it could possibly be your fetish trying to keep itself alive. Any kind of addiction you've developed towards fetishes, I mean, which is a good thing. It means they're dying, they're going dormant, and that's what we want. So if anybody has any questions, they can ask me. This video is for everyone. I'm sorry it's very long, but anybody who truly cares, I guess, will watch it. And thank you. I really appreciate it. I really appreciate the community, and it's, like I said, it's a life-changing thing, and I recommend it to anybody because the benefits from it are truly fucking remarkable. You will feel it. It is absolutely fantastic having a normal brain. I can't stress it enough, and you will love the interaction you have with people, and especially women. I fucking love women. There's no more objectifying like how they do in porn or anything. It's just it'll change you. I'm telling you. All right, thank you very much.